What is up, you beautiful people on the internet? I'm Greg, and today we're going to talk about something a little bit different here on my vlog review show. We're going to talk about the clip that Sony Pictures put out of the new Ghostbusters Afterlife film. And that'll tie into what made the Ghostbusters film good, and if this film fits or is out of place, and my feelings overall about the clip in general. So on Monday, or is it Tuesday, this week, Sony Pictures gave us our first glimpse at Afterlife since the trailer was launched over a year ago. If you guys have not been following the news, Ghostbusters Afterlife had been set to roll out last summer. Obviously, coronavirus hit, so now it's been pushed to this summer or this November. I need to even check. The date's been changed 3 times. I'm using the Google. Okay, so it's been pushed to November, so it's gonna come out in about a while. November, at the end of this year, basically. So it's been pushed up multiple times, so we've had no news on it since the trailer, really. And now we got our first glimpse at a short clip. It's less than a minute long of Paul Rudd's shenanigans inside the cleanest and emptiest Walmart I've ever seen. If you haven't seen the clip yet, please Google it and look at it. I'll play it as I'm talking over this with the wonders of editing. Needless to say, it's gotten some people concerned for the film. It's gotten people talking about the tone of the film, and it has a lot of people divided. It doesn't have like a bunch of dislikes on the YouTube channel that I've been checking, but there is definitely like a divide of, oh, this is cute and interesting, to what is this doing in a Ghostbusters film? And it's raised a lot of interesting questions, in my opinion, overall about Ghostbusters. Like, what is Ghostbusters, right? Like, what is too goofy for Ghostbusters? And the whole reason I want to do this video is to explain kind of what exactly made the Ghostbusters great and why something like this doesn't really fit well in a Ghostbusters movie. Now, first off, I gotta say, like, we don't have any context for this clip whatsoever. There's no context. We don't know if this is real. There's some speculation that it's a dream sequence, which a lot of people I think would be like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because Paul Rudd's character, Mr. Gooberson, is like a Ghostbuster fan. Like he said, you find in the trailer that he knows who the Ghostbusters are, and he's a fan of who they were. So that makes sense. Another theory is that, like, this is what's happening in his mind when he gets possessed by one of the hellhounds. So there's a lot of fan theories going around about the context of this context of this clip. I was born in the 80s. So it's interesting though, and it brings about the conversation of tone. And if you watch the Ghostbusters 1984 version, I'm not going to get into the sequel here too much because that is almost so deep it needs its own video. The first one was pretty serious. It took itself pretty seriously. With the exception of Rick Moranis and Bill Murray, everyone in the movie plays it like deadpan serious. Like, Ray looks like he's having fun because he is. That's his character. He's really interested in the paranormal, but he still plays it serious. Egon is complete dry and dead face serious.
I'm always serious.
And then Winston Zeddemore, and by the way, it is said Zeddemore. It's in the cartoon they say Zedmore, but Dan Aykroyd has confirmed that it's Zeddemore. Winston Zeddemore is how you say it.
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
They play very, very, very serious. And I think it's what makes the film work so well. And obviously, it's not just the actors. I mean, it was a perfect storm of writing, directing, acting, effects. Like, everything kind of came together. And it's one of those films that will withstand the test of time 100 years from now. And that's rare. I mean, not every movie is going to be able to do that, and that's why there are so many films nowadays being put out. There's so much media. You couldn't possibly consume it all, but everyone, every studio, every actor, every director, they want that next lightning in a bottle scenario, and the truth is, like, nobody knows what they have when they're shooting a film. And this was just a perfect storm of everything that came together, and it's what they call in the industry lightning in a bottle, right? Lightning never strikes twice. You've heard all the rumors. Now, back to my point. I've had some people say that Ghostbusters is a very goofy movie, and while I agree the first one and the second one do have goofy elements to them, it's not to this level that we see in the 60-second clip. And those have said, well, Slimer's pretty goofy. I go, yeah, well, kind of in the second one. He is a little bit, but considering how long he's in the film for 2 seconds of a montage, and then there's that bus scene in the second one, a little bit. But in the first one, he plays a pretty like kind of demonic, gross looking character. He's not cute. He's actually rather disgusting. In fact, when Ray first sees him, he says,
"Disgusting blob."
They took the ghost in the '84 Ghostbusters very seriously. They had a look of disgustingness, scariness. Obviously, they were all practical effects. They were all puppets superimposed on top of the film with actors in them and makeup, and that's why they looked so great. And none of them were necessarily goofy looking. Slimer did get a rework in the second film where he looks a little bit goofy, but I'm going to try to focus on the first film here because, again, the second one has its own slew of issues and problems that I can go into forever. So I'm just going to talk about the first one. Slimer looks very threatening in this. He has like big teeth, little beady eyes. He's not cute. They don't try to touch him, and he slimes Venkman, and he's the first ghost they capture. That's like quite literally the goofiest part of the film, I'd say, is when they're catching Slimer, and I don't really particularly think it's that goofy. Whimsical is a word I would use to describe the scene that Sony Pictures showed us with Paul Rudd. It's whimsical. I wouldn't use that word whimsical to describe anything in the Ghostbusters franchises at all. And I don't even want to get into it, but the whole like, oh, you're so cute, buddy, and then he touches them or they do something crazy is such an overused cliche in the film industry. It's done in countless animated films and Disney films. Oh, look how cute you are. And then they go, crazy or evil. But the thing is, the Stay Puft's not scary at all. Killing themselves for some reason. They're doing malicious things inside the Walmart, or not really malicious things. They're basically killing themselves, which is weird. So we don't know what's going on, but it makes me concerned of the tone of Afterlife. Now, an interesting fact is I actually bumped into Jason Reitman at a convention in New York right before the pandemic hit back in March of 2020. And he told me, and I quote, he told me, "I'm making a movie for everyone." That's what he told me when I was just kind of shooting the shit with him and talking to him. And it was an interesting conversation. I really just wanted to meet him, shake his hand, compliment him on some of the work he did, and then say, make some jokes about the pressure under having the Ghostbusters franchise under his name and how terrible the 2016 was received and the controversy it caused. And he looked tired and beat, and he rolled his eyes. He said, absolutely. And super nice guy. I didn't talk to him for too long. I didn't want to take up too much of his time, but he said the thing to keep in mind is I'm making a movie for everyone. So after seeing this clip, maybe he's trying to make more stuff in it for kids. I don't know why he couldn't just do it the regular way like in '84. I mean, when I was a kid, I thought all the ghosts were cool, even though they were scary looking, right? But there are some pretty adult themes in Ghostbusters '84. Sex, obviously, is a theme with Dana Barrett, Louis Tully, and stuff like that. Venkman's kind of
right in the middle of something, Ray.
through a lot of the film, does a lot of, or ladies' man, however you want to call it. But like it's a very adult themed film. It's an adult film. That's what it is. Like, it wasn't meant for kids. The '84 Ghostbusters is not a kid's movie.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
So maybe he's trying to kind of bring some of the kids stuff into the film. I don't know. I am worried about the film a little bit now. I was one of the few people that read the synopsis on Reddit that leaked. I'm not sure how accurate it is. I mean, there's no way to prove that any of the plot points that I read in there were accurate or the story was accurate or whatever. What I did read, I was really impressed with, and I'm hoping that's the direction they go. But yeah, it's interesting. It caused a flow of controversy, both positive and negative. Some social medias, like Dan Aykroyd's, retweeted it with the copy and paste thing their PR person told them to write inside the thing. It was funny because a writer retweeted it and Dan Aykroyd retweeted it. It was like literally verbatim the same paragraph that marketing sent them and said, you need to retweet this with this paragraph. So that was fun. But no, it's interesting. I'm worried about the film, but I'm not going to judge it until I see more. All this did was cause me to have a little bit of concern, and it's not a huge amount of concern. I'm just not sure how I feel about the whole Baby Yoda pork thing being thrown into a Ghostbusters film. I mean, it could fit perfectly depending on the context. Like I said, dream sequence, or maybe it's him being possessed by Gozer or something. I don't know. Inside his mind mentally, I have no clue. So I'm interested and I'm concerned, and I would really like to see more. It's really unfortunate we have to wait like almost 7 months when the movie was clearly done. The July release date was really close to being done. I don't know if the extra time maybe had Jason reshoot stuff or add things. I don't know, because it is dangerous when you have extra time to work on a personal project, because if any of you guys are creatives, or any of you guys or girls are creatives or writers or whatever, like when you have a hard deadline, you get it out, that's it. If you have infinite deadlines, you go back and change things again and again and again. It's never done. It can keep evolving and changing, and not always in a good way. So it's good to have deadlines for yourself. I wonder if this is something that was reshot earlier. And then of course there's the controversy that it was an advertisement. It's no coincidence that same week that it came out, there was a press release on blind box toys featuring the little Stay Puffs. So was this part of the movie, was it a test to see how people are receiving it? Was it an ad for the toys in Baskin Robbins and Walmart? We don't know. We don't know. It's confusing. It's complicated. Although think some people actually like them and think they're cute. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? You guys have seen the clip. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Should the hardcore Ghostbuster fans be like, whatever? Like, how do you guys feel about it in the comments below? Let me know. I'm curious. I want to know what other people think about this, because I've only been able to talk about it in my closed group of friends, and apparently none of us like it. So, maybe you do. I don't know. I need to gauge more. With that said, I'm concerned about Afterlife. I am going to see it. Depending on where the epidemic is at that time, I may not go to the theater. I may wait. I don't know. Depends. I do live in a small town. Maybe that will be more of a factor, but I want to see it. I need to see the whole thing. I need to see where they're going with this. This is technically a sequel to 2. So let's see where it goes. So those are my thoughts. I do have concerns about the film. And yeah, that's it. Subscribe to my channel so you can watch me rant about random shit that's not important.
Baskin Robbins always finds out.